Greetings and God bless. So I was just thinking about a friend of mine who, I met in college, and they're an atheist. And I never really, you never really talk about that with your atheist friends and I was like a new ager, but I believed in God. And And so the past several years, I began to look into the Bible, and I found it to be factually true. I found it to be like statistically significantly reliable, the King James Bible. And then also in terms of experientially, in terms of my heart, my feelings, my intellect, just spiritual comprehension, spiritual wisdom. I also found the King James Bible to be true. And so, I wouldn't bring that up with my atheist friend. But speaking of like current events, the past few years, they tout themselves as a smart person. They're decision makers in their family life, their work life, and when they're voting. Of course, as if that voting really counts, but uh, and yet they will not look at facts of like what the CDC said about masking, or FDA, what the FDA said about the injections, where these like organizations actually stated these were not in the best interests of um, humans, because they didn't um, stop a particular medical experience. And because I'm just trying to avoid the landmines, so sorry for being kind of vague, but so so I just find it so interesting that there are people who they go to Whole Foods and they buy organic, and they read Snopes or something, and they consider themselves ecological. They buy a electric vehicle, or they want to buy an electric vehicle, so they're and they think they've done a deep dive. But when you present them with facts about something that's significant to them and significant to everybody, including yourself, let's say, they refuse to look at the information. And it's just and with like this, you know kind of rude dismissiveness. And it's everybody's right. I don't read everything everybody else wants me to read, but it's an interesting consistency. And it could be just me and this, like the kind of friends that I have, where the atheists also, not only will have they not looked at the Bible, they just think they claim that they know what the Bible says. They claim they know the mind of Jesus, and they claim they know he's wrong and evil, and all Christians are evil, or a majority of them are. So that's what these atheists or agnostics will say, without taking a look at the material, without taking a look at the Bible. And the same thing with this, let's say, the current events going on, where whoever does not follow their narrative is ignorant and evil, even when those who don't follow their narrative show them evidence of their own ilk. Like the CDC is the liberal, you know, idol. The FDA is the liberal idol now. The White House is the liberal idol. But if you show things that those idols have actually said to the liberals like, well, that's wrong. It's such an interesting, crazy, unexpected situation to find oneself in. It's it's like this incredible, concrete denial going on. And so, and it's like it causes unnecessary suffering. The medical stuff going on, and the economic consequences of the lockdowns that we're still experiencing. I mean, how many millions of people their lives were permanently changed, in 2020 because of that. And, bad decisions made because they just had nothing, no support. Because if nobody could go stay with anybody when bad things happened because everybody was paranoid about getting infected, well, everybody just got dumped on the street, because they couldn't ask their family or friend to take them in when they lost their job or something like that. And yeah, so this is just a phenomenon I'm observing. Maybe there's a term, maybe it's something that has already been analyzed and categorized and labeled. But yeah, I find it very troubling and frustrating. And so I just wanted to share and see if anybody else had a similar experience. Thanks for watching. God bless.